we might as well start. Okay, cool. Hey everyone, welcome. Let's jump right on in. So, what were we doing last time? Last time we were fixing up the year's downtime and all that kind of stuff. I do believe we've finished with what we wanted to do with the request for changes. So what we want to go through now, because let's back up just a little bit. Oops, this crashed. Yeah, it did crash. Yeah. All right, just restarting it. Happens. So what we went through last time was we made this work and we made this work, and we're quite happy with that. The description also works with the update description. The change task links will work. So for example, because they're at the same time, that doesn't quite work. So yeah, we're happy how this is actually going. We now need to, they at the same time. Oh, March the 1st, February the 15th. No problem. We'll ignore that. So what we're going to have to do now is double check that I've actually sent the code upstream. Git status. Yeah, everything's up to date. Sweet. All right, so we're going through the Kanban board. I'll zoom in for everyone. There we go. We're just after the is progress sort of stuff, and we're just going through add ability to block change tasks, this other task. All right, with that one we're happy with. So it's going through the review column. If we scroll down, we've got the add in card labels tags and add ability to upload things to cards. So that is something we do kind of want to do, and that's almost it in this column. We've done quite a lot. Another thing which we could potentially do is implement 2FA login and implement OAuth. I think with with the usual sort of stuff. Implement / connect Python.js style guide to nearbeach. Oh yes, I need to set up a style guide and all that kind of stuff. I haven't. Create diagnostics page. We do need to create a diagnostics page. So the diagnostics page is what you actually hit if you're having problems with nearbeach. So the idea is you can diagnose any issues. The good news is that the login page has very little JavaScript on it, and same with the diagnostics page. We'll make it so it has very little JavaScript on it, so everything's rendered at the server level. The idea being you only use this when you need to. We won't worry about moving that over yet. I need to design that. Not a problem. These will need to be implemented soonish. I don't know if I want to hit them with the release of 0.30, but we'll have to design it. Wait, Sucks, what are you doing? Sorry, my cat is... She's here. There we go. Say hi, Sucks. As you see, there is one object which I kind of do want to implement in this release. It's the notify users when they do not include their group in a new object, because if they don't have permissions to that object. That's clear and simple. And the rest is a lot of documentation and so forth like that. Tool authentication, that is in there a couple of times, hence I moved it over. And the OAuth, you know, if I'm doing one, I might as well get that one done too. And also start the ability to bring in issues from those other ones too. And hey, Nocturnal, how are you? Sox is here. Yeah, she's doing a little squirming thing. So, yeah, I think we'll do those. I also want a quick look at, you're all right? I'm okay. I'm going good. Going good. So, yeah, can't complain at all. Well, I can, but will anyone listen? Meta linking for project objects, linking projects objects shows strange errors. I think those are because when I actually was doing stuff, I didn't compile the code, and that's why they're in there. Can't save description on change task. We can definitely move that to ready for testing. So these ones, I believe, will be fine. We can test them in a minute. So I do want to go through some of these bugs, test them, and start fixing some of these. So, for example, can't remove customer from project, so forth like that. So yeah, and also look at the. Hopefully my mic is not popping because Socks decided to rub up against it, and hopefully look at Azure CDN or Cloudflare. And so forth like that. But let's go back to this Socks. No, Socks, stop it. Get forced cuddles now. So we want to look at adding in card labels and tags. So forth like that. So if we go, let's find an object. Let's zoom in for everyone. Let's just go to a project. We scroll down, we've got under MISC, we've got these abilities to add in tags. We don't have any data with this one yet, but that's fine. So what we'll do, tags, it's a simple tag. So it's a default tag, we need beta release. Let's do, release candidate 1. I'm just making up these tags as I go along. Release candidate 1. If I spell correctly and so forth like that. So the idea is if I now go back to project information 2, and I go MISC and I add a tag, I can be like, all right, this is actually going to be a beta release type of thing, and then that's assigned here. Whether or not I add in the ability to search via tags can be done. So for example, if you're trying to find beta releases and so forth like that, that would be very, very useful for searching particular tasks and so forth like that, or anything like that. With the Kanban board, if I actually go to the modern Kanban board, it'd be nice having those like along here at the bottom of the card. That way a person could be like, oh, okay, this has this sort of tag and so forth like that. Much how we got the visual representation across the top, we can have the tags down at the bottom, and we can have just simple tags here where they can add and remove tags pretty quickly. Problem is, I don't want to modal with a modal. I don't want to deal with a lot of the modal stuff. So instead of having it, I'm just going to go back here and back again. Instead of having it so that people are like add tags, so forth like that, they can have, it'll be kind of like, I've got to think about it. I've got to think how I want this. Because I can keep what's in here easily. I can keep what's in here, and I could potentially drop it into its own little tab. So let's say it's on its own little tab here, and have it in here, and then just have all little tags underneath. I could potentially do that because that will fit in there perfectly. And then someone's like, all right, cool, do that, and then add tag. But I gotta think about how this will work, and so forth like that. And then if someone's like, oops, wrong tag, then I just go, boop, done. Another thing which I do want to implement is uploading things. And I might do this one first because there's going to be less design with this. So with the uploading, currently we've got documents and we upload a document like upload document and so forth like that. So we could potentially nick this upload wizard. Now we do already have in here the ability to do that. So if you switch to another modal, we would have to implement something like that. Exactly like that to switch into this like that. Now I could also do the exact same thing with the with the tag, switch it into here and then do this and then the add tag and it goes back and forth and all that kind of fun stuff. But oh, sorry, I don't know if that's plausible. So with this, we can add in admin user and just go add users and it comes back here. So we would potentially want to do something similar with the upload documents. And I would have to see what the wizard does with that. Sorry, someone's just texted me. Sorry, just responding. All right. And hello, how are you, Kruglik? I hope you're going well. How's your evening going? We are just figuring out a problem. So I've got a little task here. So what I want to add the ability. I want to add the ability to upload things to cards. So in the cards themselves, I currently don't have any sort of documentation place which I can upload, but I already have a similar sort of thing elsewhere where I can upload a document here. So I can, let's say, upload, let's go browse, let's go the BSOCs, and just upload. So that sends it to the backend, which is in Django. All the front end is in VueJS, and then I can click on it and there it go. You also learned Django. Yeah, it's pretty good. The good thing with Django is once you've learnt the concept of it, you can move to other MVCs very easily. So I'm currently using .NET at work with Embraco, and I've used Laravel before, and the similar concepts have actually ported over to those particular other MVCs. So, yeah. NearBeach is a bit different. NearBeach, I use Django as a hybrid, so it's mostly doing the back-end sort of stuff and the APIs and all that kind of stuff, but it does render a few templates, but the templates are very simple. So if we go into, view page source, it renders the nav bar, and it renders just the minimum for the Vue.js to take over. Yeah. And I know a little bit of Django and keep learning Python. No, fair enough. Well, good luck. It is fun to actually start building your own stuff, and I do hope you can build some awesome stuff with Django and Python. So yeah, all right. So what we want to do is in here, we want to add in a new tag. Have you ever looked at Fast API? No, I haven't looked at Fast API. Not yet. Could you tell me some good life hacks about learning this programming world? Yes, practice. Also, breaking things down into smaller chunks. So what I'm doing at the moment is I've got a problem where I need to implement something in this particular scenario where we've got a modal. Now I have implemented where I'm able to close one modal and open one modal and so forth like that, but getting back to the original modal, I need to actually implement So I've got a problem there, and the idea is to break it down into smaller and smaller components until you can solve the many smaller components and so forth like that. And also, Nocturnal's 100% correct. Just build things. Idea, just build it. See if you can actually build it. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Come back to it in 6 months or so. Yeah, build small things. Don't build something as big as Near Beach. You'll be at it for years, trust me. And building up, yeah. So I just a little history. I deleted 90% of Near Beach's code back in August 2020. Numerous reasons why. It was just getting too big, too real. It essentially wasn't doing what I wanted it to, which is fine. I kept on adding on components and doing this and doing that, not finishing and polishing stuff. So when I deleted it, I started small. So I started with the RFC component, so the request for change component, and I built that up until it was stable. And then I moved on to the tasks, and then the projects, and then the requirements and the requirement items. And nowadays I'm coming back and fixing stuff up which I've just mixed, and putting improvements into it, getting user feedback and so forth like that. So I did technically start small with Near Beach, but I've kept building upon it, and just small things. So essentially what I'm building right now is a small functionality. Now I have created that functionality elsewhere, and I'm actually reusing a lot of that functionality elsewhere, but it's, small little functionality here, which I don't have yet. So first things first, we are going to minimize all this just so that I can find my stuff. So source, JavaScript components, we want card information. So let's open up this. It is very difficult to learn it, but I try to be better every day, and I know that I'll have success. Yeah, done. Yeah, perfect. If you keep trying with it, trust me, programming's confusing for everyone when they first start out. There's a lot of little traps you'll find, which you use. You'll be like, why is it done this way? Why is it like, what? So, for example, a little trap in C is it JS Paint? A little trap in C is, let's say you've got a program, you've got a double. It'll be easier just to code this out. Alright, so int main. It's been a while since I've done C, so let's say you got a int a. Let's say doubles. So doubles just means that they've got decimal points. Double A equals 5 and B equals 10. Oh, let's say B equals 3. And then you've got double C equals B divided by A, which should give you 3 by 5, which equals 0.6, should give you that. Alright, but if you print it out, C will equal 0, because you need to do this. So yeah, every single language has little traps like that. Just, you'll come across them. If you have those problems, ask for help, and yeah. It's about the mindset of learning how to break it down. Yep, it takes time to learn to think the way some people find it easy. Yeah, exactly. A lot of it's just practice. I mean, when I was learning programming, we were doing little tiny things. Like, for example, dividing two numbers and getting the correct number. Should I learn CSS with Django? If you want to do front-end sort of stuff, if you want to make websites look pretty and so forth like that, yes, I would definitely learn CSS. However, if you want to learn just the back-end sort of stuff, dealing with the data, dealing with requests and so forth like that, then you won't need to learn CSS. So that choice is up to you. If you want to actually learn CSS, I do believe FreeCodeCamp has CSS. If memory serves me correctly. I've learned CSS on the job, so I didn't know much CSS. I knew Bootstrap, and that was about it. Front-end data JavaScript. I might be wrong. It might not be. That's legacy stuff. All right, I think I'm wrong with it. It does have JavaScript and data structures, algorithms and stuff like that. Oh wait, new responsive web design certificate. It's up the top. So yeah, learn the basic CSS and all that kind of stuff, so you can do some stuff. So, yeah. Front-end, I can't. I'm slow at reading things. I'm very, very slow. I will admit that. So, yeah. But yeah, learning CSS, I would leave that up to you, depending if you want to touch the front end. The React one, I mean. Oh, okay. If the React one might, yeah. Same with, for example, your front-end JavaScript frameworks. Depending if you want to actually touch the front end, depends whether or not you would want to actually learn those. Yeah, a lot of the times, if you're not going to touch the front end, you won't need to. If you do want to touch the front end, yeah, definitely you would. I started to learn database recently, and I can say that I start understanding it. Like for starters, so fair enough. Yep, database and the concepts are rather easy to learn and so forth like that. And then yeah, I learned SQL so long ago. It's not funny. Django uses ORM, which is a bit different to SQL. However, there's quite a bit of overlap in the sense of how you structure things and so forth like that. Okay, so card information. We want to edit this. Is SQLite good for making websites? Ooh. The usual answer is no. The reason why, it is a case of depends. If it's a really small website, like for example, if I were to host Near Beach, I could use an SQLite database. If it was literally just 10 of us using Near Beach, then that SQLite database would be fine for that. However, if you're starting to get more and more people using your website, it will start to be, it's a bit slow. It's not more. You've got more suitable you've got more suitable databases like MariaDB, Postgres, and so forth like that, which will be able to handle more volume and do more complicated stuff. Yeah, if it's mostly read-only and small, then it can be. So yeah, if you, for example, WordPress is defaults to MySQL, or MariaDB if you wanted to default it to that. I'm currently using, at the moment, for my production version of, and this will change in the very near future, of Near Beach, I'm using MySQL. Good. All right. MariaDB. I'm actually sort of giving you the open sourced sort of databases to have a look at. So MariaDB is a good one. So MariaDB is a fork of MySQL database. And then you got Postgres SQL. So the good thing with these is if you've got Docker on your computer, you can actually download them and install them and just play around with them. So yeah, and then yeah, you can start creating tables. You can hook Django up to both of those really, really easily. Oops, wrong tab. Django databases. Yeah, Postgres is really, really good. I have used it in the past, but not as much as MySQL or MariaDB, and that's just because I've done quite a lot of WordPress stuff in the past. However, I do want to support it 100% with Nearbeach. SQLite, yes, I'm currently using SQLite for my local. So yeah, SQLite is a very powerful tool, especially for local development. But yeah, once again, it does have its limitations. Until I know need to go into production yet. All right, just socks don't. So I'm trying to find the documentation for this. I think you just need to go to Django, let's say Postgres. It sucks. Oh yeah, no, that's fair enough. The one reason why I recommended these databases is very, like SQLite, they're open sourced. You can actually just install them. If you've got Docker on your computer, you can install them in containers, play around with them, and so forth like that. And when you're finished, you can destroy the containers. I learned. Do I have the? Oh, where did I put the Raspberry Pis? Oh, they're behind me. I think. Did I put them on the shelf? Alright. Don't worry. When I learnt a while ago, so it would have been about I learnt the databases a long, long time ago, but I played around with a lot of databases on my Raspberry Pi, and the best thing was because it was flash storage, I could essentially grab a copy of that flash storage, play around with it, and if I accidentally screwed up my environment, I can just reflash the storage, plug it back into the Raspberry Pi, and it was good as gold, and so forth like that. I'm trying to understand how to use Git. Should I be cloning from virtual environments? Git is a source management tool. So essentially it helps you track your changes and branches it and all that kind of stuff. Should check your virtual environment into Git. No. no, I think Nocturnal and I said no at the exact same time. No. So your virtual environment, so for example, over here, I ls my folder structure. I actually don't keep my virtual environment, and this is I wouldn't say a special case. This is just because I was using a different IDE before using this one and so forth like that. So this is literally, I don't have my virtual environment in here. It's actually somewhere else. I would always add in my git ignore to, and I'm just double checking that I've actually done this now that I'm saying this out loud. I should ignore my virtual environment. I don't think I actually have. It's because I kept it outside of my folder specifically. Stop it. I don't think I've got it in here. Oh no, there we go. So I've ignored my virtual environment folder purposely. You won't need to deploy those. Did you do something like pip requirements files or something like that? Yep. So what I'm doing is I've actually got 2 requirement files. I'll open them both up so you can see them. So I've got a devs file, so requirement dev. So it installs 2 extra libraries and then everything from the original requirement stuff. It's just because with the dev stuff, I just need these 2 and they're just making my code clean. As for in here, ignore everything which I've turned off. Once again, I've deleted 90% of Nearvitch's code. These are no longer needed. And I've just need these. I can't even see that it didn't even do that by default. I'm assuming it would get everything. No, all good, all good. These are fine. Yeah. Nocturnal has 3 requirement files. This is the first sync. Should I delete all of what I've done so far and clone it straight in? I used rsync before, but I feel like I should use git instead. If this is the first sync, should I delete all of what I've done and clone straight in? I'm a little unsure what you mean with that. Whilst you're doing that, I am going to quickly create a new button in here. Depends on the use case. I use rsync for pushing things up onto my dev servers. Use git for things that you want to remember. Oh, okay. I don't think I've used rsync before. Rsync. I want to forget a lot what I do when I'm messing around. Oh, fair enough. Yes, it is confusing at the start. You've also got places that do things slightly differently too. And in the end, you'll come up with a method that you'll use. Unless, you know, it goes against your current workplaces, how they do things. In which case, then you have to do what they do. Alright, this will be downloads tab. Data.bs toggle equals tab. Yep. Data.bs target equals, and then we've got downloads. Yep. Type equals button. Role equals tab. Area controls equals contact, yeah. We are selected equals false, cool. And then downloads. I hate when that happens. Escape. I've managed to get VPS set up and my site is up and running. Now I've done a ton of fixes locally, but I want to apply them to my VPS. Fair enough. Yep, alright, cool. So in this sort of case, it depends how you first deployed to VPS. If you've used rsync to get to all the data to VPS, then I would say keep using that in the near future until you're comfortable with using Git. Some places say no to using Git to deploy stuff. There could be a specific reason why. Other places are like, yes, we use it because we want. They set up continuous integration, continuous deployment. Now I look at your code and understand a little bit, but I trust myself that I will get coding better. Yeah, potentially if you keep doing it. So yeah, you can easily get better than me. And that's okay. All right, going down here, once again, we're just copying everything above. I am just gonna be lazy now. Now, we don't need card users in here. We are going just to put download at the moment. So we've got tab pane fade, user permissions, this is downloads, tab pane, user tab, yep. Alright, cool. Now I need to get npm run watch running. Melbourne. So I'm currently in Melbourne, yeah. If you want to switch to Git, I'll env the current directory and other name, then Git clone down, yep. But yeah, my recommendation is if you've made changes at the moment, just use the method of how you've deployed. Just to keep it simple for the moment. Okay, this one should reload. Got to open up the card. Ooh. Did I do that in the right place? Yeah, I did save card information. All right. Oop, he sucks. Sorry, my cat's here. Alright. Just wondering why my downloads didn't appear here. This is the right place, right? It should be. Unless Cache is hurting me again. There you go, it was Cache. So we got the downloads, which is great. So what I want to do is very similar to here. I want this to show here. And how many years are you programming? So I've got a bit of a weird background. I learned in maths. So I got my maths degree and I ended up becoming a data scientist before that term was coined. And then I ended up programming a few databases, doing a lot of SQL. So I was using C++ using the Qt front end. I was doing a lot of SQL. I was doing a lot of Python and so forth like that. Then I moved into IT and I ended up using a lot of Python to automate my job. And then I pretty much quickly learnt up on, because once you learn one language, a lot of that transfers to other languages. So I realized I learnt JavaScript pretty quickly because all I needed to learn was, because it's very similar to C, I needed to learn just a little JavaScript things. And then same with PHP, I just needed to learn the PHP things, and I jumped into web development, 5 years ago I think. No, it's been a while, let's just say that. But I was learning web development for a few years before that, before I jumped into it properly. A lot more places are deploying from Git because you can guarantee what the code looks like. Yes. Yeah. You've also, one thing which you can do is CI/CD pipelines. So for example, if someone pushes code, it goes through a bunch of different tests and so forth like that. I'm just seeing if there's a good image. Let's see. So let's say code push to here. You've also got some other things to like test out your code and so forth like that. It builds it. So for example, I use CircleCI for Near Beach. It performs a bunch of different sort of tests and stuff like that. I don't use something like JFrog whatsoever. And then what actually happens is once it passes, the idea is you can actually deploy it. So it'll build and deploy into your application, and you can do that using, for example, Azure's app services or VMs and so forth like that. So if you've got something that needs to be compiled, like .NET, you can use that. You also have Git ops now. Oh yes, where programs enforce configurations from Git, so it configures drifts from what's in Git and it will revert it. Oh, nice. So yeah, and some other places do. Remember, some places do things differently. especially when it comes to that sort of thing. So, yeah. All right, so downloads. We kind of want something like this. So if we have a look at our, all right, is it recognizing? No, it's not. Sorry, it's because it's compiled as a production version of Vue. We are going to go into here. There we go. I'm terribly sorry if you got a small screen. I can't make this any bigger. This is a bug. Okay, so we're after this screen down here. If I just minimize this, it doesn't do jack. All right, so minimize that. Groups and user modules. It is, no, I want the documents. So the documents module. So I want something similar to the documents module. Yeah, Nocturnal does, yeah. Nocturnal has helped me quite a lot with building up the Docker file for the Near Beach. Right. Almost bleeding edge, where stuff hasn't even made it to the Linux kernel yet, having to use out of tree drivers. Oh, that just sounds scary. So, documents module. So what we can do is we could potentially use this. We've got the VueJS binding, so we should be able to, that should automatically populate from the VueJS. We don't have any props, so let's see what happens if we put that in. So this is card information. We want to scroll down to here. We want import documents module. For some strange reason, this is yeah, everyone just saw that. I know. It does that. Remove that. And then it makes life interesting. I bet it would. All right, so documents module is in there. So I want to one thing which I don't know what is happening. Let's have a look where I've actually implemented it elsewhere. So under the parents module, it is literally just that. So I have no props or anything like that. So I can just do it. Thank you very much. I also have a YouTube channel and a Twitter. So yeah, most of these streams I do put onto YouTube. I do skip a couple. For reasons, so no particular reason. So anyway, I want to reload this page. Done. So that looked like it worked. Sorry, there's no documents uploaded or anything like that. Let's hang on a minute. We do actually have a couple of 500 errors, internal server error, which cannot resolve keyword Kanban board into field. Ooh, this is going to be tricky. Thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. So, yeah. I do hope you enjoying my content. All right, so we've got two problems here. One, we've got 500 error. Yeah. And two, this is actually meant to be card information. Give me 2 seconds, I'm just letting someone in. Alright, I'm back. Alright, so the problem is, well, if we have a look at the VueJS, so not timeline, not components. Where's our VueJS? Hello, VueJS. Oh, this is bugged out again. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Nocturnal. So what we need to do, view. Are we using VueJS on this particular page? I do believe we are. VueJS, there we go. Just another one of those bugs. Oh yeah, thank you very much. All right, so if we actually have a look at the, not the archive cards or anything like that, the destinations, we've actually got the destination set to Kanban board, which makes sense because it really is at the Kanban board level. However, that passes automatically down into the documents module. So it thinks we're actually at the Kanban when we're wanting to actually look at data for the documents. So, because I am. Did you join the tag? Because yeah, I'm going. So what we've got to do is, is we've got to figure out what we can do. So, all right, so if we go to submodules, we've got the documents module here. So the map getters, so the get destination, location ID, and all that kind of stuff is set in here. We really don't want to reprogram or copy any of this. So what we could potentially do is implement a override. So if we've got props coming down that indicate override those, then do that. Or the alternative is to clone this and create it just for the cards, but we've got a lot of stuff in here. Where's Max? All right. I think the override would be the best solution in this sort of case. And it's pretty easy to do. So in data, we'll have override. Now, is override one word or two words? It's one. All right. So override destination, and we'll have it as an empty string. Oh, no, this is in data. We want this in props. Now, we don't have props in here, so we're going to create them. So props. I'm now like 2% sure props are... Props, yeah, it is an object. So props is an object. And then what we want is override destination. Type is string, and default is just an empty string. And then override, and this is location ID, and this is type number, and default is going to be 0. So that's all we need. And then we need to find out any case of where those particular the destination is used. And usually with destination, location is not far behind. So we're just going to look for destination. So the following is a folder structure of all documents uploaded to this. And this is the problem. It's saying destination. And I'm wondering if I could I don't know if this is actually possible here. All right, let's just try this out. Override destination does not equal nothing. Question mark, override destination. Otherwise, destination. try this out. I'm letting it compile. I am just going to hit refresh. No, I am. No, that's fine. That's fine. Now it says Kanban board. It looks like that worked. No. All right. No. Oh wait, no. That's the request failure. That's fine. So it looks like that worked. If I have card information in here, and I go vbind override destination equals card. Thank you very much, Kruglik. Yes, I am. I even have socks. It makes me even extra happy. Look, oh, wait. There I go. I tell you what, I'll give her a little treat. One other thing I do on this stream is every now and then, Socks gets treats. No, stay in your bed. Stay in your bed. Yes, you know where you get your treats. And hey, Pipfin, how are you? I'll give her extra treats just because you, Is Max wanting treats? Did you get a haircut? Oh, you did the other day. Yeah.
He's pooping. He's pooping.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. At least he didn't do it in the car.
Sometimes 2 treats. Oh, there you go. Bonus treats.
That's the real way of getting more followers, yes. Yes, it is. Says the sock sense is tingly, yeah. She's been really good today. She has been meowing for cuddles and all that kind of stuff all day. And usually for those new to the stream, she will sit right in front of me in between the keyboard and stuff. She hasn't lately, so that's why I haven't had my keyboard pointing down there. Yeah. So we want the override destination card. Now, one thing which I do kind of want to look up is I want to get that name correct. So I'm going to go into views, tools, internal functions. I do have a dictionary in here. So we've got change task. Kanban card is how we've got to actually have it. We've got to have it like that. Oh, are you running away, sweetie? There's no more treats. Just in your bed. Yep, good girl. So we've got the override, and what we want to do is we want to override it with our card ID. So I'm just having a look down here. We've got our card ID, so we just need to vbind override location ID equals card ID. Now the good thing about this override functionality is if I end up creating more sub objects and so forth like that, I can use it for these sub objects. So for example, a requirement item is a sub object. A Kanban card is a sub object. So yes, I can easily do that. All right, so let's go over here. Let's wait a couple of seconds. We know we're going to get those 2 network errors. That is fine. We will be fixing that in a minute, and that will be on the Django side of things. What property Kanban card was accessed during render, but it was not defined on instance on card information. All right, I've done something wrong there, but we've got, oh, this still says Kanban board. All right, that's not what I wanted. So let's have a look at our view build. The Moksha. Okay, I'm still learning your cat's name, sorry. Moksha's been sitting in front of the screen today. I have a pic of him, pick him up and move him. Yeah. That's what I like about my big desk, is she can sit there and I just move around her. All right, going in here, we want to look at our components. So we've got Kanban card information, we've got the card information here, and then we've got the documents module. And the override is a null string. So I potentially typed that in wrong. So I'm just typing it in correctly here. Oh, in the fridge. So it's curry. Just heat it up in the microwave. There's 2 containers in them. Finish the first one and then go for the second one. The first one just has a little bit of rice and curry in it. I couldn't finish it all. But that's okay. And I think there's no other food. Sorry, I've lost track. All right, destination. Let's make sure I've done it correct down here. So override destination. All right. So let's hit refresh. Let's hope I've done this correctly now. Destination. All right. Okay, I've done a stupid thing. So the vbind, anything in the double quotes is JavaScript. I needed a single quote to actually state, hey, this is actually a string I'm passing through or not. What you think. So yeah, that was just a simple issue. I have one thing in my screen, which is a drop-down terminal, which I show and hide. He decides to sit right in front of it today. Yep. All right, so let's go to console. We've still got those errors, but we've now got Kanban card, which is good. So this is where we're going to fix up this now. So if we go into here, we can see we're asking for the lists and we're asking for the folders. So if we go into here, we go into near beach, so the Django side of things. We go open up the views, we open up the Kanban views. I do believe it's actually, let's go to the URLs. Let's double check that I'm going to the right location first. So open up the URLs folder, and what we're just gonna go list files. So list files. So document, destination, location, list file. So it's definitely not under the Kanban stuff. We want to go to list file. So I'm just going to go to that definition. I feel like I've got a sneeze coming along. So the first thing I've got to do is have a look at this error. And it'll tell me can't resolve Kanban board into the field. Now we've got to update that to Kanban card. The choices are now that's a bunch of other stuff. So I'm trying to remember what I do believe object permissions we hit. We'll figure it out in a minute. But first, let's fix up the card information. The documents module first. So we want the proper URL. So let's continue with our finding the destination stuff. All right, destination vbind. Oh, add folder wizard. So we're gonna also have to put it in here too. So we'll need an I thought I pressed I then. Override destination does not equal blank. Oh, it needs to be this. Question mark over. We're gonna have this over and over and over again. I can see it here, I can see it up there, I can see it at the top. So why don't we have get destination as a method? So get destination. It's just gonna return this dot override destination does not equal nothing. Then this dot override destination. Otherwise, this dot destination. Cool. And then we got get location. Return this dot location. Override location ID does not equal 0. Then this dot override location ID. Otherwise, this dot location ID. Cool. That's going to save us a lot of code. So up here now it just becomes this dot get destination. Cool. It's going to be quick and easy that way. This dot, actually it should be just get destination here. Get destination. Get destination. All right, socks. Your tail. So override destination, we understand. All right, so in the Vuex, there is something called get destination, but we're going to ignore that. Get destination, we're fine with get destination, get destination. All right, so the Axios, this dot get destination. Oh God, I hope I didn't. I just want page up or page down. All right, there we are. I'm just undoing that, and then get location ID. Same with this one. Get destination. Get location ID. All right, so that should be it. I'm just double checking everything. Get destination, get destination, get destination, override destination, get destination. So we got an override. All right, I'm happy. So this should compile. Socks, do you want to sit over here? No, you want to sit here, but thank you. No, now you're walking around. All right, so it is sending the Kanban card back. The choices are those particular ones. We're going to have a look at the tables. We might need to edit the models. So what we want to do is list files. So going over into the Django side of things now. So document views, we've got list files. So we've got destination location ID. So in our sort of case, it is sending, if we open up this, actually, that's one problem which we might actually have is, I don't know, let's, cat hair. Let's open up another Kanban card. Another Kanban card. Yay! Alright, and when we open up this, we get more information, but we don't get any lists or folders. So we've got to add in a watch to that too. And when we reload, it's actually sending the, it's actually sending the, oh, all right. So sorry, give me 2 seconds. What's actually happening is it's not sending my card ID, it's actually sending the Kanban ID, and I kind of don't want it to do that. So I'm going to do an override down here. So if override destination does not equal this, then all right. If there is an override destination, we want to use the override location ID. Cool. So hopefully that explains when I read this later. Another thing I want to do is I want to see if there's any watches in here. So there's no watches in here whatsoever, and what we would probably want to do is add in a watch. So when I actually have a change with the override destination, we want to trigger this. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we want to do. All right. And we won't need to wait for it. So up here, watch. Now it's an object, and we're actually only needing to watch one item, and that is the override location ID, I think, because the override destination won't change whatsoever. Yeah. And now I need to remember what I've done in the past. It is an object. Okay, cool. It's set up like a function. Update the data. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now, one thing I do want to keep an eye out for is it only does it once, which is good. Now, in the future, what I want to do is I won't want this collecting data or anything like that until the user's like literally bang here, and then it loads up that thing and then loads in the data. However, that functionality is a little while off, but it'll be great when it is. In this sort of case, I'm gonna see, because I don't want to mess with this too much, because this particular component is used elsewhere. And if I keep messing around with it, it might not be worth actually having it in and then doing a custom one for the cards, but you defeat a lot of purpose. So at the moment, override location 0. Kanban card. All right, let's get the get doc. Get destination. Override. Because it looks like we've got the override destination in there. I want to see if this is working as intended. Waiting a few seconds. So Kanban card, it's doing it 3 times. Because it's probably, yeah, it gets that data a couple of times. And then it is going to... Oh, now it's going to Kanban card 0. All right, cool. We need it to not do anything if... In this specific case, because it's a 0, we need it to do nothing. So this is where we... Wait, do you get the data for each card individually? No. No, hell no. Hell no. So the idea is, if I click on, let's say this card, it only gets the data for this card. I do want in the future, none of this data, so when the page loads, none of the sort of underlying data is gotten until you start clicking into this. So let's say you click on this, it will then retrieve the data for this, but I don't want it in the future. I don't want it to get the data for any of these tabs unless they click on it. There was going to be that VueJS sort of stuff, but it looks like they're not going to do it. I will have to reread another way to do it and stuff like that. But the idea is, at the moment, if I click on, let's say, number 2, it will get the data for the card number 2, which will include the downloads data. But when I say downloads, it won't be, of course, the downloads, just the information to download the data. Looks like a trade-off with response. Yeah. So I'm keeping an eye out. Looks like a trade-off with response time. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm keeping an eye out for being able to do that, because it would be actually absolutely awesome if none of these components loaded in until they're exactly needed, and then have the methods and all that kind of the mount work as expected. It's just a waiting game to see if that happens. Worst case scenario, I mean, at the moment we do have a bit of data which is sort of downloaded, but it's not too much. It's well within reason. Okay, so I need to search for the Axios stuff. So if get location ID equals nothing, fail on Axios. So if this dot get location ID equals 0, we'll just return. And that's the same with both of these. Might be cool to preload them if you're on a slow connection, but while the connection is quiet, that's also another plan. I mean, it's why I've split up as much of the modules as possible. So it doesn't really show a lot of this tiny mouse. I think oh no, those plugins are completely utterly different. So we've got the Near Beach min, we've got the Kanban information min down here. I probably need to split it up a little bit more. Because yeah, the Kanban information min, that's at the moment it's 600 to 700 kilobytes, but we're not actually doing production. So hopefully it'll be a 1/10 of that. So yeah, and then the information will hopefully load up a little bit after that, but it's not needed right away. And yeah, I'm just gonna sit down and figure all this out one day. Okay, so I'll hit reload. That didn't work. Did I not save? let's wait a few seconds, hit reload. It is 0. Where's the... I should be using computed, right? And hello, Drago! How are you tonight? I hope you're going well. Welcome, welcome. I don't know how to do the proper shout out yet. How was your stream, by the way? Was it good? I hope it was. Now, I'm just gonna move this to computed. It's /shoutout. Ah, cool. Thank you very much. I didn't see it there. Because I didn't type enough. That's why. But yes, how was your stream, Drago? Hopefully it was good. Now, we're just doing console log. It's not hitting that. Yeah, it's not a function. All right, yep. All right, cool. It doesn't like the computer stuff. Oh, hold on. What am I? It was good. That's good. Yeah, I'm going well. Just implementing new functionality for the Kanban board section of Near Beach. We are arranging a song for Christmas with Python. Ah. All right. I've done something wrong somewhere. That looks like an int. Okay. Let's I should just return. Let's go console log got inside. Let's wait a second or two. Let's hit reload. No, it didn't. I want to just kill one of those. Look there. All right, I've done a simple mistake. This is actually meant to be a function. There we go. And this location ID is not our function. Okay, so what I want to do is I essentially want to remove all this now. Go return. Get rid of that console, hit save. Yeah, it does sound like fun. Arranging songs for Christmas with Python. What is Christmas with Python? Is it? What is Christmas with Python, Drago? Could you explain if you don't mind? All right, so that's function, that's function, that's function. Let's hit save. Let's this dot get location ID. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, cool. They've all got functions on them. We now wait, and we get less errors now. And then what type error? Songs for Christmas with Python. Oh, okay. Oh, there's Max. All right, just be right back. Come on, buddy. Come on. There's treats in here. Okay. "12 Days, it is in the name." Ah, it's a song. Okay. I'm assuming you save your VODs? Okay, why is... Get location ID. It is a function. Looks like they do, yeah. You learn a bit about recursion with it. Ooh. Yes, I remember using that back when I was in university. Haven't used much recursion since. Great for maths though, because there's a lot of recursion in maths. So yeah, especially with numerical solutions of DEs or just a lot of formulas. A lot of recursion, yeah. I do remember them being like, remember this uses a lot of memory, and this is when 1 gig was a lot of memory in RAM. So started using Clojure. I have not heard of that one. Oh, okay. Oh, don't want to click on that. Could roll the tab across. It's a Lisp dialect. Depends on the language, but yeah, it will do in Python, yeah. Is a dynamic general purpose programming language combined with approaches. Yeah. Well, neat. I have never played with this or heard of this. Alright. I'm getting distracted, sorry. This breaks my brain, too many brackets. Now, I don't know why this is complaining. So what we're going to do is we are going to remove them. And to stop having errors, I'm just going to put return. Alright. We know this functionality will stop working, but let's just see what happens. And just hit reload. Oh, I think I spotted it. I spotted it. Oops. Alright. This is a capital D. It's meant to be lowercase. I think the possibility of finding a job with them are less than finding gold. I've missed it. A friend of mine works with fintech and they write everything in Clojure. Yeah. Oh, and thank you very much for the bit, Drago. But yeah, fair enough. Perfect. All right, we've made a couple of mistakes, but we've done it. I really need to implement something with the bits soon. So that will be hopefully when I've got time. Yeah. But thank you very much, Drago. It is greatly appreciated. So all the bits, all the ads and all that kind of stuff goes towards actually Near Beach itself. So we have a little bit of overhead. Luckily not much. So yeah, every bit actually does count for us. So it is greatly appreciated. All right, so when we click on that, then we get the load up, which is what we want. All right, cool. So now we've got to fix the Django side of things with the Kanban card. I think we're going to touch some models and all that kind of stuff too. So we've got this. This will now do its job if location ID equals 0, bail on Axios. Yeah, cool. We've got the card information. All right, I'm just going to close all of this for the moment. Internal functions don't need the URLs. We need the document list files. So here we are. We've got the destination, which will be the Kanban card, and the location ID. So if we go down to the document permissions, so document permissions object filter is deleted. So we're getting all the permissions. And then we're getting the results from here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in, I think this will be fine. We know what it's doing. It's this which we don't. So I'm going to put in a little breakpoint there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on number 3, which should trigger that again. So here we are. Now we are going to go into this particular get object from destination. We've got the destination set to Kanban card and the location ID is 3. So we're going to go in. We've got input object filter. So the input object is our, I didn't have a look at that. And then we've got this lovely piece of code, which I do believe this used to be more complicated and we simplified it down to one line, and we use this because it was easier to do rather than putting this everywhere. I think this is where it's breaking. All right, so I'm just going to hit continue. So if we have a look at our network tab, click on this, we bring this up here. You can see the choices are change user ID, customer ID, date modified, document folder description, folder ID, deleted organization, parent folder. So a bunch of all these requests for change. So we don't actually have Kanban board or any Kanban stuff in there. So my guess is if we go back to not internal functions, but that other document, here, so we're looking at document permissions. So I reckon under our model, we don't actually have our Kanban change task, and it looks like, yeah, that is the case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in. I remember my first recursive function was fixing an issue where I had set up the model relationship poorly using PHP cake. So I got a weird nested data with random levels of nesting. I remember we were doing a math problem and stuff like that using C. And I remember I put a little note and I said, I think I can do this recursively. So I built the recursive function then and there. And I remember my lecturer being like, I'm going to nick this. I was like, yeah, validation. Okay, so we want Kanban card here equals models.foreign key Kanban card blank equals true, null equals true, on delete equals models.cascade, the usual sort of stuff I've got in here. I'm going to hit save. I do actually have to hit stop. I'm going to hit stop with Django. Gonna kill a couple of these. Alright, cool. I'm gonna kill that. I do have to do the source. Actually, I'll do this. I'll re-watch it. Over here. So source. Talking about before with the virtual environments. Yeah, I don't have my virtual environment under that folder. Just because I was using a different IDE at the time, and I still use that virtual environment in that IDE. So yeah, it's just laziness. Okay, cool. So what I want is Python 3, manage, make migrations, and then Python 3, manage, migrate. So it's just going to make that one little tiny change for us. If we go back here, we can now run the Python. This is just the, I keep forgetting what this is called, but the foam tree does this. Gives me a good sort of, be like, all right, cool, that's how big Near Beach is, that's how big the app and the SaaS and all that kind of stuff is comparatively to everything else. Mainly because I want to make Near Beach as small as possible. At the moment, for example, loading up this page, and remember this is not production mode, this is actually debug mode, it is 10 megabytes, and that will drop down to about 2, and I reckon once compression happens, it'll drop down to probably 1 or less, which will be awesome. So hitting refresh, hitting one of these, whoops, I was meant to take off that. And I hit play, and I just realized I've got to do the same thing with the files. So if I go to list folders, so this is files, here's folders, here's our folder object. Let's go to our definition. We're just doing the exact same thing. So it's going to be here, we're going to go Kanban card equals models dot foreign key, which is going to be like Kanban cards, and then on delete models dot cascade, blank equals true, and null equals true, and everyone's sort of happy, and they're like, yay. And we hit stop for a moment because we need to be going up here to make the migrations and then going to migrate. Now, what I'm going to be doing is, just before this release, I will be flat packing a lot of the migrations. What is this? Oh, what do you mean, what is this? Where am I? In here? This is for the folders. This is linking folders to particular things. What was it you added to the key? I lulled. Cascade? Blank equals true, null equals true. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so I'll be flat packing all of the migrations and stuff like that. Folders. Yes, folders. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be flat packing everything and stuff like that because I know I'm going to be making breaking changes between the 0.29 and 0.30 releases. And then hopefully there won't be any more breaking changes. And then going forward, hopefully I do things correctly with the migrations and so forth like that. So It's fingers crossed type of situation. So if we open up this one, we should get all green. Yep, sweet. So everything downloads, everything's fine. Now we just got to upload stuff. So let's actually add a folder name, Phantom folder. I'm just calling it Phantom folder for no reason. Now, one little tiny thing I don't really like is that we've got a modal over a modal. I've got to fix that. And it looks like that works perfectly fine. Let's add a link. Near Beach homepage. Oh, wait. That's meant to be a URL. Add. And let's upload a document. Yeah, that's gonna annoy me. Let's bsocks. Upload. Okay, let's test these out. That's working fine. And that's didn't work fine. I think that's a bug. There should be the other way around. Now, the other problem is, there they are. Oh, in alphabetical order. Oh, good point. Good point. I reckon we can fix that. Description, then oh, okay. Oh, that's an easy fix. We can do that right now. All right, so we want the add link. So add link wizard. So I'm just minimizing everything. I am going to source. I am going to JavaScript. I'm going to components. I'm going to the modules. And then the wizards. And then that would be the add link wizard. And here it is. So which one would be hyperlinks to other documents and sources? So this is the label. And then the input. Done. Description then yours. Yep. All right. Probably means what other think. Yep. Well, considering I didn't look at this and I put in the description up there and the URL down there, then yeah, I would say yes. So I'm just testing this out right now. So add link and then document description, then URL down there. I could put in like a URL and then a placeholder text and stuff like that in there, which won't take too long to do. So placeholder equals, so this is document description. So near beach homepage. And then down here, placeholder, yes, nearbeach.org. Right, cool. Just to add on that extra layer of usability. So if we go to downloads and we go add link, perfect. All right, I think that solves that. As for this, so there is a bug where we put in a new link and it doesn't actually bring back the UUID, which we need to figure out. So new issue, new link under documentation does not bring back UUID. So method, one, go to an object, project, task, Kanban, card. And go to the documentation, shown module of said object 3, create a new link. 4, click on the newly created link, actual expected results. Link will work. Actual results, currently link it has undefined UID. However, refreshing the page, it'll work. Okay, let's capture this. So let's go new link. Actually, let's refresh. Let's use the newest code possible. Add link. Near beach homepage. HTTPS nearbeach.org. Add link. Oh, I wasn't meant to do that. I was meant to do that. And then do that. And then let's put in a note. Let's notice the URL is undefined. And then create. Alright, so I do need to fix that bug. I've just created it without actually keying in any details. Just done something silly. Alright, U-track. And that's our 1000th bug, I think. Oh, wait, it's refreshing. 1,000! We did it. Just making sure that it's an appropriate GIF. Oops, that's me. Alright, I was doing something with this. So priority, this would be a normal, there is a workaround for it. Is it? Yeah, we'll put it as major. I want to fix this. Alright, this is a bug. This is submitted. This is going to be assigned to me. This is missed. Oops, sorry, sucks. Didn't mean to scare you. Alright. And we are happy with that. So we'll close that. We're at 1,000 bug. And hey, Owen, you just missed our 1,000th bug. It's our 1,000th bug. Look, near beach, 1,000. So, alright, I don't know why I've got Twitch all the way over here. Let's move that back over there. Closing this, closing this. So, where were we? We were... yeah, well, it's a simple bug. So, yeah, 1,000 bugs or 1,000 adventures. Another thing is, we should look at alphabetalizing this. So that will be a new bug. 2, so there's a 1,001st bug that we want to fix. So new issue, document list is not in alphabetical order. All right, so let's bang that in there. the document modules currently is not in alphabetical order. All right, you got 99 problems, but a bug ain't one of them. All right, so this, I want to get it fixed. It'll be a major one. And a lot of you know that I have to put stuff in alphabetical order, otherwise I won't find it. It takes me forever to actually search through things. This is once again MISC. And we create. All right, there's our 1001st bug. But that's fixed. That's okay. And that's only in alphabetical order because I added that link afterwards. It's still undefined. If I actually hit refresh, it will it's fine now. All right. Cool. So we got this up and running. What happens if you add loads of things to that? You mean loads and loads of different links and documentations to this? It will look messy. I sadly don't have drag and drop working yet. A good idea is in the future to enable drag and dropping, so I can drag and drop stuff into separate folders and so forth like that. Does it scroll? Oh, yeah, that is a good question. At the moment, it just expands. So if we were to add in another link, oh, I don't want to spend forever. Let's add a folder.
We get so wrapped up in numbers in our society, and the most important thing is that we're able to...
Yeah, it will just expand.
At the moment, that's what's...
That's how can I F with the brain kicking it. Huh? So yeah, I'm all open for UI UX improvements and so forth like that. I'm not the best at UI UX, so yeah, feel free to add stuff in. But yeah, the idea is this will just keep on expanding. Yeah, I do want to add in the drag and drop ability because that won't be hard. All I'm doing, so for example, if I drag this to A, all it does is it'll contact the backend and be like, hey, the new parent folder is going to be A, and I'll shove it into here, and I'll tell the front end to do the same thing too. And then if, let's say it's A is in here, and then drag and drop it into here, it'll be like, all right, cool, update that, and so forth like that. So it should just be that simple to implement. So yeah, all right. So we got documents working very easily in card information. Could do that with multi-select too. Yes, if. So I was thinking of using the same drag and drop sort of library that I use for this. I will have to see if multi-select is of that, if it can be done. Now, that is actually a very good question, and I can look that up right now, in fact. So I've got to go from the Kanban information. It goes Kanban information, Kanban board. Okay, Kanban information, Kanban board. Render out the sticky, render each row, div, create the level, create the rendered cell, so Kanban row, and then if, and it uses Kanban column draggable, and it uses, if I scroll down, it uses view draggable. Sorry, I'm just gonna let Max in. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll have a look at it, Owen. Max? Hey, Max. You want a treat? Coming in? Coming in? Alright. He doesn't want to come in. Just a screenshot for now. Link will be later on. Okay, cool. Yep, I'm happy to have a look at it. Alright, so Vue Draggable is built off Sortable.js. Alright, I don't know if I can move multiple things. It is something I'm happy to look up. I've got my... Oh, yeah, have fun. Thank you very much, Nocturnal. Yeah. I'll have to play around with it to see how this will work. Okay. Oops, wrong Kanban board. So we've just added the ability to upload things to cards. I feel like we're at that point where we can be like, this is good, we can go over there. Now, one thing I did notice is I can't delete documents. Now, if I go over here, I think I've got can't delete or remove. Can't remove customers from projects. Yeah, all right. So what I need to do is I need to create a new issue. Can't delete documents from object. All right, put a method one log into near beach and open an object. IDE project task. See, go to the documents tab, delete a document. Expected results users with the appropriate permissions can delete a document. Actual results cannot delete document. Now, Z1, where this is the same thing with folders too. At the moment, this is, yeah, it is going to be major. It is something I do want to actually fix, bug submitted, because it is part of the CRUD. This is MISC once again. We want to have that ability. We also want to have the ability to delete a folder, but the problem is when we want to delete a folder is we want to delete the stuff inside that folder. What will actually happen is that stuff inside the folder won't actually be flagged as deleted, but they won't have any parent to be called upon. Today I'm just going to go through all my computer files, delete or remove anything I'm not using, cleaning things up a bit feels good, and selecting my hard drives for certain things. Oh, fair enough. Oh, it's got a little thing over there. Yeah, no, I try and clean up as much as possible. So, or just keep really, really organized. So, yeah. All right, it is getting late. I'm just wondering if I could quickly do one of these bugs, but I feel like I need a good cleanup and move things onto my NAS. Fair enough. All right. we'll RSC change task does not have the status ready for queue. That's ready for testing. No. Oh, you can tell I'm getting tired. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. So that's ready for testing. Can't remove customer from project. Yeah, we'll need to do quite a lot of this crud. Boss man hasn't arrived yet. Fair enough. I am probably going to call it very soon because I should be getting ready to bed because I've got a big ride in tomorrow. Server / CDN issue, not sending. Alright, cool. I actually might call it. I went to Twitter instead, whoops. Alright, that's a live stream, restream. We don't want to go to a restream. We've got... That's game dev. We've got coding, no JS. We did do the dev dad not long ago. Let's do the dev dad. I'll just put that down. Let's go like this and let's hit raid. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for coming tonight. It has been wonderful. We are getting closer to a release, so I need to just fix a lot of bugs at the moment and get to the point where it is stable enough that I'm happy with it. And then just thoroughly test, fix any issues. And then, yeah, the 0.30 release is going to be huge. I am probably going to have to write a massive sort of blog post saying what is changed and so forth like that. It's been in the works since the start of the year. It's a big one, let's just say that. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for coming, and I am hoping to see you guys this coming Wednesday. So yes, anyway, have fun.
I have my themes. I have dark theme and light theme and